All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right. Mm.
Browns. Ravens live.
Ravens live.
Ravens live.
I got exactly what I'm finna call myself to that nigga off my team.
The
What
Dirty
up?
Ohio CCD. Snatch Ya Chain Devo.
Damn. Yo, read the fucking news right now. Oh, wow. This nigga disrespectful.
Don't tell me Jonathan Taylor went off, huh?
No, read the news. This nigga disrespectful in the news. He disrespectful, bro. Oh,
Damn,
God.
Rob, you checked in. How you feel about that? Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson claims that the schemes of the Browns coach Kevin Stefanski will do nothing to slow him down. Wow. Time would tell.
Yeah,
The
nigga said.
Browns take their number one ranked defense on the road to Baltimore to test themselves against the league's number 2 offensive attack. Sheesh.
Nothing you can do. Nothing.
Mm. They not hyping that game up? Shit.
Man.
Packers in Dollhouse.
All right, let's look at the rushing leaderboard. These running backs continue to set the pace this season, this week. So here we go. You got 408 likes, 136 downloads, 298 attempts for 2,245 yards. We have our first 2,000-yard back, and we are not in week 15 yet. Impressive. 300 carries for 28 touchdowns, 22-45.
That's
Chase
not a
Brown.
guy in real life you
The
can't see
guy
like everyone
actually,
else.
I feel you on that. The guy actually broke a rushing record, in-game rushing record, last week against the Chargers. Chase Brown has arrived. Not only did he jump to an X factor off a breakout game, he had a breakout game and had the best game as a rusher in our league thus far. He's in the rushing record book right now. Looks like he's on pace for 27 to 2,800. Could possibly get to 3,000 yards this year. B. John Robinson doing B. John Robinson things. 228 carries, 1962, 15 rushing touchdowns. He's still in the mix. And we got a surprise running back in over here right now in James Cook on 247, 17, 14, and 18 rushing touchdowns this season. So they balling out right now, which is very, 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 very entertaining to see these running backs doing what they do. But let's get to the get-tos, right? We go right to stat line awards and all that good stuff. Let's go over the MVP race right away. But then we talk to the coaches right now. So Zach Taylor has his Cincinnati Bengals 10-2 right now. Don't pay attention and do anything we ask him to do. This guy makes a fucking real coach instead of not having a real coach. I'm confused on why we can't follow instructions. I will not talk about him. Pete Carroll is the third best coach in the
This
league thus
guy.
far. Kyle Shanahan, you got DeMarco Ryans, you got John Harbaugh, Arthur Smith for the Falcons, Peterson, you got Robert Saleh, that's how you say his name, Mike McCarthy at number 10. So you're 10 top coaches in the battle for the coaches award right now. But we're here for the MVP race, and Chase Brown, after having a monster day against the Chargers, catapults itself back to the #1 spot. And it comes down to the votes right now. The world's speaking, and they think that Chase Brown, in his second season in the NFL, will win an NFL MVP award. Trevor Lawrence is still in the mix along with Lamar Jackson. James Cook and Zach Wilson are your top 5. These guys are all battling.
I want to throw something in there about James Cook, man. We also on the lookout for another 2,000-yard rushing, 1,000-yard receiving back, which is impressive from the Bills.
Yeah, James came in the league as one of the better receiver backs coming out of college. So, I mean, that's right down his alleyway. It's good to see.
He got about 800 receiving yards right now with that 1,800 rushing yards.
So it's safe to say that he'll reach that plateau.
Yeah, and that's a change. I think do we call that a sign from Boone trying to adapt his offense a little bit, trying to with the game?
It sounds like Boone don't like his quarterback.
I call it football USA.
What do you do? What do you do when they football you? Do you cut the game off and find someone new? I need another game. Another game in my life.
Boone! Banging on the block.
You know,
that
Put that nigga on the block. He's out of here.
Nigga out here, boy. He out there. He out there putting it out. He out there.
Hey, you know who busted their load and should have came and tried to get you gonna bust your load? Ray should have came and tried to get Josh Allen.
Nah.
That's what you should go bust your load for. Why not?
I mean, at the time he was in you know, you got to think about it. At the time, Josh Allen wasn't on the block. He wasn't on the block
but
until
that's
this
what
season.
Gonna hold down. We just had the first draft class. That's what I meant. Like, if you're gonna bust your load, look at all the quarterbacks look at all the people that bust their load for a quarterback. Hawks, Trevor Lawrence, ability, dog. Rams,
I mean,
Justin Herbert,
was on
ability.
He was a superstar. He came out superstar.
Talking about the #1 quarterback.
Yeah, he came out superstar.
Yeah, we busted a load for an unproven nigga who statistically and attribute-wise looks exactly the same as Hendon Hooker.
As he got rid of.
Exactly. So if you're going to bust a load, you hold down and you wait. Could have got some more strokes in the season, and then you could have busted a load on Josh Allen.
Bro, if Josh Allen goes to Las Vegas, watch out.
But yeah, now now the floodgates is open, and this Boone put him on the offseason, put him on the block at like week 10 or week 11. So he's the biggest commodity right now for quarterbacks to be on the block. But I mean, or basically anybody.
I would love to see where he go. There's some teams that are a quarterback away for really turning their whole entire franchise around. So we could see a big move there. It's gonna cost. But look, if it's somebody that got the picks to do it, it is the Raiders. They did offload a lot of players in season 1, so they got some picks, and they had a hell of a draft class as well. So they got a dog of a running back in that backfield, and if they can bring in Josh to go along with that running back and upgrade those receivers, boy.
I wouldn't be able to give up what Allen was worth. What did he give up for the quarterback though? Didn't he give up a first and another what? Another
2 firsts.
So why couldn't you
2 firsts and a quarterback?
That sounds about exactly what Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence went for. A little bit more on their end, but you literally had the ammo. You had the capital. I ain't gonna lie. Like, my
thing is, if he ain't on a block and you're looking for a quarterback right away, I mean, if you really think about it, he ain't do nothing wrong because he got his future quarterback now. He did get he got the only superstar quarterback in the draft. And, you know, the development
he got him early.
Right. He got him as soon as we got out of the draft.
That quarterback don't see a second contract.
Can I make a man? I just say so. We heard. I'm just looking at. I'm just checking one thing. So, all right, why not the Commanders?
I'm not mad at that if they do.
Here's my thing. That wouldn't be a bad spot for him either because
you don't even bring it up because
he don't need the picks though. Hitter is a Washington Commander fan, so he ain't traded.
Yeah, he ain't traded. And that's only one it don't kill no narrative, but it's just like it don't even be worth bringing up because it's like Hitter not gonna do that shit.
But he could. He got the capital to do it though. He got the capital to do it, and he don't need to Like he could go ahead and get rid of those the top picks like that and be good because that fucking team is well put together
The
right
team
now.
is loaded. That's what I'm
Like
saying. What if he went all in and went and did that? Like I could see him doing that.
it would be a
I could
great fit.
also,
It would be a great fit because here's why it'd be a
he,
great fit. Josh Allen is a running quarterback, and you know his scheme is that like he got
and that's
kind of
what
like
I
mastered him a
mean.
little
Like
bit. So
for what Josh Allen, for what Hitter really wants to do. Like we often tell Hitter should run the ball a little bit more, and he
he's
really
doing
don't.
that.
He
He's
will.
doing
He
that this
will.
year.
But we know Hitter actually be working on some dial him up stuff. You know what I mean? Like even when he shouldn't, sometimes he still likes to play a little risky like that. Like I just think like I'm just looking like that.
Josh,
I mean,
what
that
Josh
can take
Allen would
a
bring to
heck
the
of a step
Commanders'
over there. Oh
offense
my
would change
gosh.
things for real. You got to think about it. Hitter will have a quarterback that can run the ball with power too, and he does a lot of the QB power stuff. He does a lot of the read option, the RPO game stuff, and then you got a guy that can hit any receiver from anywhere on the field. Imagine that with them tall ass receivers out there in Washington right
And
now.
what he
Yeah,
got. Like,
yeah, yeah.
the other team I could see going all in over there, just paying a little bit in the NFC also would be the Falcons.
That's what I was
Their
doing. I'm
picks
like,
will
I
be a
see the
little. Their
Falcons.
picks will be a little bit later this year, I think, because it looks like they're fighting for a playoff
All in for
spot.
the
But
Packers will look better.
um, I mean, I think those are my two sleeper teams that I would
On it,
really have to
I
watch out
don't.
for.
I don't see the Falcons. I see the Falcons riding the wheel off the Aaron Rodgers falling off, and he still got
He
Big Bull over
done.
there. That can. He
A-Rod dropped
still.
to 80
He
overall last season.
he still got a quarterback over there in Desmond Ritter.
Ritter.
Like he can continue his process of development while he riding the wheels off of Aaron Rodgers. So I kind of see that taking its course.
I go
At some
Green
point,
Bay.
you gotta make a decision though. At some point, you do gotta make a decision at the quarterback spot if you are the
It's a
Falcons.
couple. It's a couple people.
Well,
Green
you're not gonna
Bay.
resign. I don't know. Has Ritter done enough for him to? It's gonna be contract time for Ritter. That's why I say I could see him going at an all-in point. But I think the real sneaky team for me would be the Commanders. I think that's going to be one of the biggest stories this offseason. What happens with Josh Allen? Yeah,
Packers too. That would be a good spot destination for him.
I definitely see the Packers.
Packers could use a
definitely.
quarterback with that arm strength and that weather too. Oh my god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention that looking at their record, they should have a top 10 draft pick. And Jordan Love will be 26 next year, and it'll be
Yep.
time to pay Jordan Love. And even though he got some development out of him, do you pay Jordan Love? Like I could see them, and with the youth on their team, you could see them going into all in move. Like, sheesh.
They got the wiggle room to do it because of what their roster look like right now. So they're another team that can get rid of those first round picks to get that type of quarterback in the building.
Flash sale
It's
July
probably
20th
be
double
easy. In all
expiration
honesty,
mark T2
it should be
NSS.
at least 20 teams calling about Josh Allen. It'd probably be easier to say the teams that should not be calling about Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's a handful of teams that really that would not be calling about Josh Allen. I mean, of course, we'll start. You got the Ravens, you got the Seahawks, you got the Bengals, you got the 49ers, you got hold on,
The
I'm
Hold up
just
Chiefs.
though.
the
Hold up though.
Chiefs.
Hold up though. What happens if 49ers send motherfucking Big Bull to the boom, take off some load, give him a couple firsts. He try and get rid of his first this year, and he go get Josh Allen. That changes everything. Oh my
It
god.
definitely does, but man,
He can do it, bro. He don't even want his first round. The 49ers been putting their first round pick on the block all year. Think about it.
I mean, but is it worth it? He does have
Yeah.
Purdy, the X factor, and he's up to 91
Guaranteed
overall,
Purdy.
24 years old. Like I don't.
Shit. I don't
Three-way
know if Boone would
trade.
take Purdy. I think Boone want a running quarterback. So I would trade Purdy to the Packers. Look, right there. Three-way trade. Packers. You could do something like that. Or
3-2
even the
trade.
Saints. Even the Saints. Even
I
the
thought
Saints.
about it. I definitely thought about a
I
little
think that
three-way
I think the best trade for
action.
Josh Allen would be in Washington, but I can see the 49ers sneaking themselves into that mix
Four
when you
Raiders.
don't even want your first this year. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's
and
why I
then
say.
in
That's why I
all
said he fucked
honesty, if he,
himself by putting himself on the block at the end, after the trade deadline, because it's like
well,
it
not
made.
really.
I
I
mean, it's
think
cool. It was cool to
be,
put him on the block regardless, but it's just like
because
I
now he
feel like
can
you
wait
lose
and see where
value on
picks
it.
drop. I don't think he'll lose too much value because we know quarterbacks don't drop. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
but the thing is with Josh Allen, he got signed a couple years ago. He's big time money, and every
Saints
year that he's
nothing from
older is the
TV.
year that that pick that you're giving up hits a little bit harder. Like he's 29 this year, but when I actually get him, he's 30 and 31.
no, he's
And even though they
28.
don't,
He's 28 this year, so he'll be turning
oh, he's
29.
28 this
And then,
year. Okay,
and then
huh?
being that the Bills would take on that penalty. You know what I'm saying? So
They're
I
gonna
don't.
take on a
It's
penalty,
not going to be a
at least
full. It's
half
not
of
going
it
to be
for
a
two
full
years.
contract. Yeah, it's not going to be a full contract for the next person. You'll actually be getting them pretty cheap. So
That's why the Rams and the Herbert trade made sense for the Chargers even after all said and done because when that
got them
contract
for
kick
cheaper.
off, he got him cheap for right now. But
Because his
Right.
contract,
the Chargers only got paid pennies for him for the next 2 years, and then the
because
Rams got picked that up for the next
because
two after that.
he got a legit contract extension in real life, so
Hmm.
they didn't fuck up the way it gets paid out.
Yeah.
His next 2 years is
Yeah.
500K payout, and then it jumps up to like 24 or whatever the fuck.
The
Hmm.
Chargers had to eat that penalty though. They ate that signing bonus. So
They
like
eat the bonus, but I
that's
mean,
where a big portion of his. So I'm just saying the Rams still getting them cheaper regardless, just
Yeah.
because the Chargers
Yep.
played that signing
yeah,
bonus. So that's the way I look
it's
at it.
just
I'm like,
a front end, back end of depending on how you view your money. Like if it
right,
depends on how you got your money issues on the front end or in the back end. If in 2 years you're gonna be fucked, or if in 2 years your shit gonna look
Josh
like
Allen 28 right
good.
now.
Cause Josh Allen 28 with like I think 4 years left, maybe not like 4 years left. I think they got a five
And
year
he's
when
a
he was.
true 95 overall. Like I thought he'd have been 99 now.
I think he got like 4 years left. I mean, I could see the Commanders thing, but not really because it's Hitta. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see Boone going for something that's like because what the thing is, you got to think about why he doesn't like Josh Allen. And I mean, for me, I truly can't fucking tell you because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. But
Yeah.
I
Josh
would either
Allen, the
guess
best
it. I would
QB on
either
this show.
guess it's
He
because he can't run good enough or he's not a good enough passer. He's kind of stuck in between the middle for Boone's scheme. So I don't. A three-way trade is interesting. It just depends on how Boone will use the draft because picks, like you know what I'm saying, like picks, three-way trade, another quarterback, like. I don't know how Boone would really see value. I don't even know if he even knows what he was looking for when he put him on the block. And I think
Oh,
that's why
he
he put him on
definitely
the
looking to
block so
rape
late.
somebody.
Yeah,
You know he
like
looking to
so he
rape somebody. He going yeah. Call him.
and the people that's gonna actually go for him probably not in the business of getting raped. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the
Yeah, but
Raiders, McCoy,
yeah, nobody gonna get raped, but it's gonna be a
you got to
beneficial
pay.
trade. You gonna
Yeah,
pay for his
Well,
ass.
it's been a status has been set, so we ain't even. So they definitely going to pay. It ain't
Cast.
even and we've seen some big trades, go
Boone
through
looking
that
for
have actually
cash.
been worth it. I think he can
2024.
definitely change the trajectory of some teams real fast. I just think team like the Commanders, he come right in and plug and ready to go. Oh my gosh,
I just wouldn't
that
have
get kind
waited.
of scary.
I hear what you're saying with
Hit
the
a
pick. I
roster,
wouldn't have waited to put that nigga on the
hit
block.
a roster is ready for a guy like that
It's
right
ready
now.
for it.
Like
Yeah.
right now, it changes everything right now, especially over there in the NFC East. It changes everything right now because you got that. If you're thinking about scheme and what Hitter actually want to do, you do have a guy like the way Hitter like Boone need a shifty, fast quarterback to run around and move around do things. Hitter need a nigga that can just lean on you and get you about 4 or 5 or 8,
Ball
9 yards of
forward.
carry and just be able to run his read option stuff, his
Michelle Mayer
RPO
ready
stuff.
for
But he
QB.
need to throw the ball down the field. Like he wants to throw the ball downfield to them tower ass receivers. And I just think if you look at the Commanders, Washington Commanders roster right now, they could take a draft pick hit for Josh Allen right now. Like I think it will really fit there. That would be a hell of a fit right now. All right, so we take a look at the offensive player of the year race right now. Chase Brown catapulted his way into the MVP conversation, and he's the number one in the AFC when it comes down to offensive players. The next four are James Cook, Israel. You got Josh Downs, and look, before I go to A Chain, Josh Downs, we have to talk about this guy right now because See how is doing a pretty good job with this guy. He's really like at this point the best receiver in the AFC at this point right now. When we get to the receivers, you'll see what I mean though. But like uh, he's doing a good job with him right now. I think he's 1,000-yard receiver already. A
Josh
lot of
Downs
carries so
had
far.
62 receptions, 1,200 yards, averaging 19.4 yards a catch, 92 yards a game. The impressive part is he has 19 touchdowns and he has 465 yards after the catch. So he's
Hmm.
not he's making some things happening for just another runner who actually has a receiver up there. I mean that's pretty impressive.
Hmm. And then you come back to A Chain and you think about the running backs in the AFC South. AFC East
Damn.
alone. You got James
Not
Cook,
to
Israel,
mention
and then A Chain all putting in work in the AFC East right now. And the three running backs in the top five
Josh
right now.
Downs is on Star also. He's only
Mm-mm-mm.
on Star. 5'10", 175, an undersized star wide receiver. Not blazing speed, 93, 93, but I mean that's
But
gotta give.
he fits his scheme. He's an RPO guy
Yeah,
as well with Anthony
yeah.
AR-15 over there. Like you can see it. You can see it taking this course right now. Where's his running back at? I don't see his running back in the top 10, but I'm quite sure he's in the top 10 as
Jonathan
well.
Taylor has just under 1,300 yards, only 7 touchdowns, averaging 4.9 yards a carry. AR-15 got 250, basically 246 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Solid, solid. All right, so you look at the NFC side, you got B. John Robinson do it again. You got Tony Pollard. Kenneth Walker III is the number 3 best player in the AFC, in the NFC Offensive Player of the Year right now. Jackson Smith, the Jigba, still doing the things he do. And then Saquon Barkley is number 5 right now. I'm surprised Saquon's still in New
Okay,
York right
Harold.
now. Okay, Harold. Shout out to Harold. All right, defensive players of the year in the NFC, you got Owen Papo. He does a really good job using him with all that speed. But then you got my boy Jatavius Martin, the tweener, the guy that can play corner and safety over there, along with Emmanuel Forbes Jr. So the future is bright in the secondary. My question is the secondary playing the way they playing? What happens when that D line starts stepping back up again, boy? Oh my
I
God.
mean, but that's what we're talking about. We're just saying the Commanders. If you look where their roster is, like plug Josh Allen in over there, like you seeing Commanders in some of these awards up high in some of these award races, like
Hmm.
sheesh. Mm-mm-mm.
All right, you got Caleb McGee out of Colorado, the rookie right now, leading all rookies in interceptions right now from the safety position. He's a star safety too at that, doing a really good job over there for the Cowboys. They got a dog on the back end. They got a good shutdown corner over there, and now they got a big time safety in the building as well. So the Cowboys are doing a really good job with a diaper dandy sitting at 4. And then you got Devin Witherspoon, who was the number 1 corner taken off the board in the 23 class. And him along with that other kid in that secondary, they're doing a really, really good job covering guys over there. The Seahawks, when they had Richard Sherman in the bunch, they was the cover 3 team. This team is the cover 4 team, and their cover 4 scheme is really hard to beat because of the skill set and the athleticness they have in their secondary right now. So Devin Witherspoon balling out top in the top with INTs. I think him and Forbes at the cornerback position with 10 picks right now. Who the fuck is this? Calling my mama phone. 1 billion. Don't pick that shit up. Now I see run upstairs to oh my God. All right. That's your top 5 defensive players in the NFC. Let's go back to the AFC and look at what's going on over here. You got David Ajabo is tied for first in sacks right now in the league. And then you got the best D tackle in the league, Dexter Lawrence II, who's been balling since he's been a Cincinnati Bengal. Derwin James has been up there as well for the Chargers. He's showing off in LA. Then you got Dorian Williams, the linebacker from out of TCU at 4. And then Yasir Abdullah is getting to the quarterback. He's tied for first with sacks right now in the entire league right now. So you're looking at the top 5 guys defensively in the AFC. Let's look at the offensive rookie of the year awards. All right, so Anthony Sanders just came off of a game. He must have had a big time game right now. I know his numbers has changed since the last time I looked at it. But when we start talking about best running backs in the league, rookies right now, right? They came out of that draft. 2 out of the best 3, 2 out of the best 4 are putting in
Seventh
work
round
this year,
Wembley
right?
crying face.
Now, here's the thing, though, right? Because, like he says, Anthony Sanders came out in the 7th round, but he was the 4th best running back in the draft, although he was the 7th rounder. You got another back that, is making noise, and I'm going to start calling him the factor back there, and that's Dwayne Rice over there for the Texans right now. Now, you guys remember me saying last year that the Texans was a running back away from, turning up with this shit right now. They went and got them a Derrick Henry 2.0, and believe me when I tell you, like, this kid ain't even scratched the surface yet. And when he scratches the surface, it's going to be a really, really hard time to stop that Texas offense over there. But let's talk about these two running backs first, AI and Ace Sanders. Anthony Sanders, Anthony Israel in the AFC. I legitimately believe that they're the best two rookie running backs in the draft. The Patriots got the other Anthony, and that's Anthony Iverson. And yeah, he's all right over there. I don't know what his numbers look like. He's all right, but he wasn't a starter right away. He just started starting about 4 advances to go. So
Anthony Sanders right now. Yeah, I'm good, baby. Anthony Sanders. Keep in mind, he's a compact back. This is like an MJD back. He's 5'10", 226. He has 196 carries with 1,445 yards, averaging 7.4 yards a carry, 22 touchdowns on a year, averaging about 120 yards a game. And what the impressive thing to me is he has 41 broken tackles.
this is Anthony Sanders or Anthony Iverson?
And this Anthony Sanders.
Yeah, he's balling out right now. Look, so you had a head-to-head matchup between Anthony Sanders and Anthony Israel. They both had good days, but Sanders took that game over and put it away at the end on an 80-yard run. He's for real, bro. This guy's for real, and he only on star, right? So you had Anthony Iverson and Anthony Israel both came out as X Factors, and then the other superstar hasn't seen the field yet because he's sitting behind eye candy on the Jets roster right now. The next running back you want to talk about in the AFC is the kid Dwayne Rice right now. Can we get a stat line on him? We looking at what, 6'3", 6'4", 245?
I was going to give you Israel numbers right quick too, though.
Go ahead.
So Anthony Israel, number 5'10", decent sized back, pause, 220. He got 238 attempts with 1633 yards, averaging 6.9 yards a carry. 16 touchdowns. He got 136 yards a game with 41 broken tackles also. He's also making an impact in the receiving game. He has 24 catches, 273, and 3 tutties. I think both of them running backs had three receiving touchdowns. The next rookie running back we just want to go through and get them stats on is this factor over here in Texans, man. This guy's 6'3", 245.
He a fucking tight end in the backfield, my nigga. That's a tight end in the backfield. Go ahead, I'm listening. What he look like?
Offensive lineman. He 180 attempts with 1,076 yards. He has 14 touchdowns, averaging six yards per attempt. He averaging 82 yards a game. And this is for a team that's really known for passing. Like, this is a good little mix because they mixing it in a little bit with C.J. Stroud with some rushing as well over there. I just I think that let me see, and not to mention Dwayne Rice does have about 300 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown. Let me say the Patriots. Who was the other rushing back? The Patriots, right?
Yeah, Anthony Iverson. He not on a rookie list right now, but he just started starting him. I'm just going over the running backs right now.
Right. All right. He not even unlocked. He got 84 attempts, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's only played in 7 games, so this is a late bloomer. He's just getting on the road, like you said. Those other guys have played in all 13 games. Anthony Iverson's played in 7 games.
While we're on a running back tip, let's go to the NFC Offensive Rookies of the Year right now. You're looking at Peter Carmichael, the running back for the Arizona Cardinals, and then you're looking at Landon Dotson. Landon Dotson came off a practice squad.
Yeah, practice squad. You got to give him some love. Look. So I'm just real quick. The Cardinals running back, he has 181 with 1,117 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns. He's played in all 13 games. Is he contributing? He's He has 59 catches on the year for almost 600 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns as well. So he's showing that dual threat capability.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Always good to see. And who else do we want to look at in the NFC?
Panthers, Landon Dotson.
Panthers. Man, this guy's pretty impressive because he came off the practice squad, like you said. He's played in 11 games. He has 211 attempts with 943 rushing yards, averaging 4.5 yards an attempt, and 11 touchdowns. He also has 23 broken tackles.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say he has about 250 receiving yards, 25 catches, and 1 touchdown. So he's played in 11 games. But this is shout out to Los for at least staying in tune, because there's multiple ways to build your team. Like Commissioner, went through and made everybody a practice squad player. Some people chose to get them. Some people chose not to get them. Some people chose to bench some players. This guy came right in and took over the number 1 role as his running back right away. So that's what we like to see, man. Like to see everybody participating in free agency, practice squad, draft. Even bust you a funky don't move here and there. Like, you got to participate in all levels of the game to be relevant. People do different things different ways, man.
All right, so when we're looking at the offensive rookie of the year in the AFC, when you're looking at all 10 on this list, you're going to have 10 rookies on this list. Doesn't mean that 10 rookies are that impressive. It just means they're the 10 most, stated or most used rookies on this list. So we just went through the first 3, and that was Anthony Sanders at 1, Anthony Israel at 2, Dwayne Rice at 3. Now, number 4, you got Tion Pitts, the wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, at 4, and then at 5 you got Joe Burns, the wide receiver for the Jaguars. All right, so Tion brings a lot to the table for the Ravens. Last year the Ravens throughout the playoffs, Zay Flowers was in development stage. Rashad Bateman kind of took a step forward and being the number 1 receiver over there, but they didn't really get a lot out of ODB, whatever his name is, Beckham. They didn't get a lot out of them. So that was one of the biggest things they wanted to do coming up in this draft, was to go get them a receiver. They ended up getting 2 guys that are going to be impact players from, but no impact than Tion, right? He ain't going to wow you with, 1,500 receiving yards right now, but he does have a high amount of touchdowns coming from out of that slot receiver spot for Lamar Jackson. So Tion Pitts is putting in work right now. I do think he's sitting on like 14 touchdowns and just a couple yards under 1,000.
I'm going to look at him right now. I know we be hitting the receivers. All right, so, man, Tion Pitts got 49 catches, 952 yards, averaging 20 yards a catch. And he got 14 touchdowns, man. It's great production. He's played in 12 games. Great production from a rookie.
All right, and then you're looking at Jacksonville's Joe Burns. They went and got themselves a speed demon. I call him crossing route Burns.
One thing about them, man, they like Joe Burns, they drafted a slew of receivers. I think that next receiver on the list is also his rookie. They took Joe Burns, who's actually a 5'11". He has 1,145 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 88.1 yards a game. But I'm just the guy Whitlock is 6'6". 228. So he has 64 catches, 747 yards, and 9 TDs. And they also took another receiver. I'm not sure if you're on that list, but just as I'm here, he's a rookie who's a 6'5" wide receiver who actually has 29 catches with 426 yards and 5 touchdowns.
So it's safe to say Hendon Hooker got some weapons over there right now that he can grow with.
They brought in some young pieces over there, man. I know we're going a little bit extra, but we do tend to get a diaper dandy some love in the league, man.
Yes, sir. So shout out to the
Got
Jaguars.
a lot of trees. Good Lord.
Yes, sir. All right, so now you go past that, and then we're looking at the Titans and Jeremiah Flynn, another 6'6" receiver sitting on or 6'5", somewhere in that range.
Jeremiah Flynn, good Lord. 6'5", 233, sitting down here with 57 catches, 809, averaging 14 a catch and 7 touchdowns.
So we got some young gunners making plays right now. You keep going and you shoot out there to Cincinnati, and it looks like Cincinnati bought themselves in a guy to go with Jamar Chase and Ocho Cinco Jr. And the good thing about Ocho is he's really a real big part of the plan of the offensive scheme that the Bengals got this year. Let's talk about Ocho and his numbers right now.
This was T. Higgins' replacement to complement Jamar Chase. He got 44 catches, 750 yards, averaging 17 yards a catch with 5 touchdowns. For a team that don't normally have multiple 1,000-yard receivers, that's a runner, He's doing some things, though.
Yeah, I like the fact that you got Jamar Chase who's doing what he always does as Jamar Chase, but then Ocho Cinco is really producing as well while that running back is on his way to 3,000 yards rushing right now. So Joe Burrow is in a good situation right now offensively. I think their lack of a weapon is at the tight end position. I think the moment they figure that part out, then I think this offense takes the next step going forward right now. We're going to shoot back to Houston and we're going to look at Luke Krutis. I'm looking at him as a tight end. Luke Krutis, our first tight end, a rookie tight end on the board right now for the
Yes,
Texans.
sir.
And all they did was give the kid Stroud another weapon over there, and that's perfect what they need. Running back and a tight end.
6'5", 243 with 39 catches, 554 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Man, he's averaging 14.2 yards a catch. So that's good. That mid range threat.
All right, next on this list at number 10, you got to shoot the dirty ass Ohio and go to Cleveland. And I think this was a practice squad player, Darren Wise. His first game was against the Baltimore Ravens. And he came in and he produced in that game right away and earned himself a starting job over there for the Browns, giving them a dynamic weapon at the receiver position and Darren Wise right now. So what we looking at with Darren Wise and his short stint as the Brown?
6'2" wide receiver out of Louisville, 30 catches, 463, averaging 15.4 catch and 7 touchdowns in 12 games.
Wait, that's not the practice squad guy. That's actually the guy he drafted, Darren Wise. I know that name.
Him?
Yeah.
Okay.
The practice squad guy, the practice squad guy, not Darren Wise. That's right. Darren Wise.
But
he just said that.
Pretty impressive because Darren Wise was drafted in round 5, pick 26. So it's just this goes back in hand when we was giving the Panthers some love. This looked like a guy that stayed around and drafted some late and getting some production from late draft picks. All picks matter. Round 5, pick 26. So. I mean, and he's on star.
So you got DTR who's turned into a superstar, right? Now you got your quarterback for the future is no more Deshaun Watson. All they got to do is just get away from that horrendous trade they made to get him. But they got their quarterback of the future, and then they got 2 receivers that came in the building. You got one out of practice squad, and the other one they drafted, like you just said, 5th round. It looks like the offense is taking a step forward right now. They look like they're starting to get comfortable.
They still got the young gunner Cedric Tillman, who was drafted last year. I believe Johnny Andrews is the practice squad player.
Yeah. Yep.
He's not in 7 games off practice squad. 7 games, he got 27 catches, 358 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 13 yards a catch. So I mean, that's really the fourth wide receiver on his team. So he's definitely spreading the ball over there.
But you can see the late start. Like, they started off losing games right away, but then they started to get together. Think about this: they got the number 1 ranked defense in the league right now, and that offense is starting to catch up to that. That's why you see them on a winning streak they're on right now at 8-4. What happens when that offense start to click the way they needed to click to go along with the top defense in the league?
You bringing all young wide receivers and young weapons, and even in your quarterback. He started last year, but he's still a young gunner. Look at you just want to see growth throughout the team in these positions, and you got a strong defense to lean on. It looks like they've had some growth throughout the season over there. That's what you want to see. Teams start to come into form. That's what, like you say, that's why they're on a winning streak right now.
All right, so when we slide to the NFC side of Offensive Rookie of the Year, we are talking about Pete Carmichael. The number 2 player is from the Bears, and again, the Bears to me might have had the best draft. I think the Raiders had the best draft. The Raiders had a really good draft, and they had the capital to do it. But the Bears had a hell of a draft, and Rashawn Tune is part of that draft right now, being the tight end on this list at number 2. You're going to see a theme with the NFC side of things, right? The NFC is going to show you that the tight ends matter and that came out of this draft, right? You're gonna have at least 3 to 4 of them on here. You already saw the Texans tight end in the AFC, but it was one. You got at least 3 of them on a rookie offensive rookie year race right now. And
Yeah, I
Toombs
think that
shooting around.
Bears actually took 2 tight ends, but this guy Rashawn Tune, 6'6", 245 out of Oklahoma, man, leading the Bears right now in his rookie season with 65 catches, 1,101 yards, 17 yards a catch, averaging 92 yards a game and 7 touchdowns, man.
Fucking balling.
Day
And you
one
see why
star.
Justin Fields look like how he looking right now. They got, you know what I mean, getting the ball to his weapons.
Yeah, everything's not about you. He's playing that
Mm-hmm.
mid-range game, and I mean, just shout out. You see the development over here. You see Justin Fields, and it's just a coach knowing what Justin Fields really could use over there, and he went out and attacked it, and he just didn't just draft just to draft. You know, he looked like he drafted with a purpose. I,
Right. And the 49ers continue the legacy of P. Jers, P. Hannah, at number 4 on this list right now. And he's putting in work over there for the 49ers.
P. Dot, Pooh Hanna, shout out. 48 catches, 949 yards. 8 touchdowns, averaging about 20 yards a catch and 80 yards per game. Sheesh.
He better have that number 11 on, I know that.
He definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Our second tight end, you got to go to Carolina and dig on the Panthers roster and look at Brian Allen. I think Brian Allen came from Clemson, if I'm correct. I think he's a Clemson
Man,
guy.
this is you gotta give him some love over here, cause man, you just see them working on them youngsters. You had to bring in the pieces for Bryce Young over here.
Mm-hmm.
This tight end Brian Allen is 6'7". He leads the team in receptions. He has 48 receptions. He's second on the team in receiving yards. He has 804, and Mingo has 805, so they're basically the same. He's leading the team in touchdowns with 5 touchdowns, averaging 61.8 a game and 17 yards a catch, man. Sheesh.
Listen,
Weapons and protection.
Los is doing a hell of a job right now, like using those young players right now, like building that roster right along with that young quarterback. They putting the pieces to go along with him, so they look like they're going to transition and they're going to be a really good team going forward with the young talent that they're using right now. Next up at number 6, we're going to go from 6 to 8 before we come back to 7 and one of the basketball players for the Commanders. But right now, Max Carlisle's, and then you got Kendrick Lincoln, the dynamic duo at the receiver position that came out of the draft as well for the Packers. They loaded up at receiver over here with tight ends already, but they loaded up with receivers. And these 2 guys are putting in work right now for the Packers, and it's part of their plan going forward with Jordan Love, why they have Jordan Love. But even if they were to get rid of Jordan Love, they have a young nucleus because you still got the kids that was there already, right? The 2 dog receivers.
Martin Lincoln, man. Lincoln at 6'2", 208 from Clemson, man. He's leading the team with 50 receptions, 757 yards, 15 yards a catch, and 2 touchdowns. And Max Carlisle, 5'11" wide receiver, respectively, with 743 yards, 17 yards a catch, averaging 75 a game with 4 touchdowns. These guys, both these rookies, these draft picks are 1 and 2 on this team. Not with that. With that being said, just to coincide what you said about whoever's quarterback over there and the young pieces, he basically has 3 receivers with 700 plus yards right now.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Watson is basically here at 689, and that's something else I wanted to say about the Panthers too. I think I neglected. Los is doing a hell of a job over there because he has 2 wide receivers and a tight end with 700 plus yards, 2 with 800 and 1 with 700. So he can pretty close to having 3 1,000-yard receivers over there.
Mm-hmm.
Both these guys, man. It's just saying that because we talk both ways about people, but we try to give people their flowers and stuff because we see that's a sign of growth.
Complete sign of growth right now. All right, so
work, fellas.
The next guy is the Commanders receiver Slim Charles, and there's nothing slim about this kid. He's a tower, and You got the quarterback over there with some weapons that he can throw the ball up to and really make plays. But these guys are more than just go get it basketball guys, right? They're not just going to dunk on you all the time. They actually run good routes and they also get in and out of their breaks pretty solid. And then they got the strength to make plays after the catch. So Slim Charles is part of that basketball lineup they got at the receiver and tight end position that you'll see coming up at 9. So we'll stay on Slim Charles, but then you also got to talk about Bay Bryce, the tight end, another tight end in the NFC that came out this year's draft that's sitting on here pitting in work right now. So shout out to the Commanders, Slim Charles and Bay.
6'5", Slim Charles, 6'5", 44 receptions, 607 yards with 5 TD catches. The tight end, Bay, 6'6", 37 receptions, 731 yards, averaging 20 yards a catch with 2 touchdowns, man. Sheesh.
And we could stay in the season. We looking at quarterback Anthony Knight for the Arizona Cardinals, right? They went in a different direction. They left Kyler Murray out there. They had Tune on their roster that they played for a year, and then they went and got Anthony Knight, and he's number 10 out of the rookies right now in the NFC for the Cardinals.
Just so everybody know, this quarterback was on Star and still on Star. So he, as of right now, he has an 88.2 passer rating, has passed for 3,716 yards, 34 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. He's taken 23 sacks. He has a 61 completion percentage, but he's averaging 285 passing yards a game. Some great numbers from a quarterback. He's only 6'2" from Marshall and on Star. Good, solid numbers.
Last time we had a Marshall quarterback making waves in the NFL was years ago, and he played for the Jets. All right, defense, rookies. Let's go down this top 10 faster. We're not going to go through all the stat lines right now, but Khalid McGee is leading the entire rookie class in INTs right now. You got Ricky Newsom, the 6'2" freak out of Maryland for the Eagles. Really deserved pick right there. They needed a corner because they were getting up there long in the tooth at the cornerback position. Now they got them a bookend corner to go along with that serious pass rush they have over there. My player, Nigel Thomas, the do-it-all DB for the 49ers is putting in work. And then the drafted DB that they picked, Stalin, has 7 INTs on the year right now, too. You keep going down. You stay in the NFC West and you look at Brock Barnes, right? This guy was a kid that came out of the draft as a D tackle, and right now on Star putting in work, he has 11 sacks on the season, so he's balling out for the Seahawks, giving them a guy in the middle of that front four, because if there's any weakness of the Seahawks, you would think it would be that defensive line. And Brock Barnes, how you say his name? Byrne, Barnes. Whatever, your guy balling out right now, baby J.J. Watt out there. Eric Bethel, a linebacker for the Cardinals, gets to the quarterback. I think he has somewhere around 7 sacks. And then, again, the Bears, in that great draft class they had, Justice Rowland is playing really well off the edge at defensive end right now. He's doing a really good job getting to the quarterback as well. You continue to go down that list, and you're looking at safety Max Kellum for the Packers, and he's putting in work. I think he's somewhere between 7 to 8 interceptions as well. Stay on the Panthers roster, and you're looking at Stanley Poindexter. Remember, it's the Poindexter twins were in the draft. Stanley is playing for the Panthers, and he's doing a really good job at the linebacker position. And then you continue to go in the secondary and look at Jabari Irvin. They already got one safety that's putting in work. They got another DB in that secondary to go along with the shutdown corner they got. And you start to see that the Cowboys have it front to end. From the front 7 to the back 4, they got some legit players in their lineup right now, and Jabari Irvin definitely adds to that conversation. You stay in the AFC and we look at the top defensive rookies right now. Edwin Thurston, another twin that came out from Alabama. Edwin Thurston with the superstar brother, 6'3", wasn't a taller one. They got a 6'4" guy that's playing on somebody's roster as well. Don't remember who drafted him, but Edwin Thurston comes out of the draft on superstar, and he's leading the Dolphins team in INTs right now. He's putting in a lot of work right now. You're looking at Jay Connor for the Colts, another guy in that secondary that can play really well for the Colts, that's helping out with what they got going on over there. You continue to go down to Marcel Knott, another safety that the Browns got. The Browns had development status with their safety last year, and now they got a rookie that's putting their work, because he got somewhere between 6 to 9 picks or something like that, somewhere between those two. I can't remember the number completely off my head right now. You continue to go down to Dell Goodwell for the Jaguars, putting in work as well. Another player for the Jaguars that's in that young bracket. This is what happened when you tank and get good picks. You can get some good players. Dell Goodwell adds to that. One of the fastest safeties. Now the Dolphins got the best safety, and then they also got one of the faster safeties. But then Darren Goodwin, 95 speed, 95 excel at the safety position for the Jets is leading the way, and that secondary to help out with Sauce Gardner. And then you come back to Emmett Smart, the linebacker. The Dolphins, not only did they draft pretty good linebacker, they also got one out of free agency. So that linebacker room is really, really developing. This Dolphins team defensively is going to be a problem in the years to come. But Emmett Smart out of Maryland, another big time linebacker on Superstar. Then you have a corner that I definitely wanted. They got a 7th round. Look, when you look at the Raiders, they had great draft capital, but they won in the late rounds. In that 7th round, they got P.J. Hatcher, a 6'3" corner who's becoming a man-child over there for them. And then they also got Anthony Sanders at the running back position. So Brandon did a really good job late in that draft, staying on a stand there and not leaving before the 7th round was over. And they got 2 starters out of that 7th round. So shout out to the Raiders right now. And come back to Damian Bassey for the Texans. I can't remember what position Damian Bassey plays, but being in his top 10 right now means so much, right? To me, like that means a lot in my opinion. So I just can't give you real good information off of who he is because I don't remember what position he plays.
Bassey's D tackle. He impressive about him as a rookie. 6'4", 340. He got 42 tackles, but he has 14 tackles for loss and 7.5 sacks.
Oh, he balling. Oh God, he fucking balling
as a rookie.
And you got Will Anderson over there with him. And then you come back and you look at Travis Ramsey for the Browns, another secondary player. This is a big time corner out of Alabama. Travis Ramsey, no relation to Jalen, but Travis Ramsey is putting in work right now as well. So now you're looking at, the Browns went up in ability in their secondary at the end of the season. They also gained a superstar on another corner over there in that ability. Now they got another stepping up corner and a safety that's stepping up. And if they continue on the path they are, you can look at guys that can really fill out their back four. Then you come back down to the linebacker level on Randy Northrop for the Bills. They got a couple of linebackers out of the draft. Remember they lost what was his name? Tremaine Edmonds. They lost Tremaine Edmonds, and they replaced that with three linebackers out of that rookie class. 1 off practice squad, 2 they drafted. So they're doing a pretty good job there as well. So that's your top defensive players in the AFC. Now we're looking at the best quarterback in the AFC, and looking at the top 5. Lamar Jackson, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Zach Wilson, and C.J. Stroud. Listen, the AFC got some good quarterbacks over here. Because if you look at the list from 5 to 10, there's some solid names on there right now as well. But the top 5 right now are putting in work, and they all battling. Like Zach Wilson is leading the league in yards and touchdowns. He's number 3 on this list with C.J. Stroud and with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And this is the guy that stayed with his young quarterback, and he's getting the most out of him now. So this is what happens when you like Brock Purdy or you Dorian Thompson-Robinson and you allow that shit to develop, or Justin Fields, guys like that came in on star, and you just work them and work the system until they get to where they get to. Simple as that. Whether you got it like that, something happened in a breakout, whatever the case may be, you got your guy to where he needs to be at. And you can start to see those offenses take off because of their quarterback play right now. You look at the NFC quarterbacks, you're looking at Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, and Dak Prescott. Would you see it any other way? I mean, every last quarterback on this list is the teams we talked about at looks. If you really think about it, ain't this the top 5 guys we talked about in the NFC?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
All right, best running backs in the NFC: B. John Do-It-All Robinson. You got Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker III, Saquon Barkley, and Kendre Miller. Now, out of all the names on this list, Kendre Miller is the most impressive to me. I think they found him a great running back that can do it all. Down 1 to 3, he's every down back that doesn't have to come off the field. And he's showing it, and that's why the Saints are sitting where they're sitting at record-wise, because of the running back that they have on that team right now. And in the AFC, you're looking at Chase Brown at 1, James Cook, Anthony Sanders, Anthony Israel, Devon Achane, right? And all of these guys bring something different to the table. In the running back room. I gotta say, I think the AFC running back room is from 1 to 10 is, man, very impressive. All right, the wide receiver room, we're looking at Josh Downs. Remember, I told y'all the coach and Josh Downs is leading the AFC when it comes down to receivers. Garrett Wilson is the do-it-all guy over there for the Jets. Jamar Chase is the do-it-all guy for the Bengals. And you got Xavier Gibson, and he's stepping up into a role for the Jets to give him a great number 2. And then Tion Pitts at 5 right now. So as you look at the top 5, you can continue to look at the next 10 if you want, but the top 5 is what we're talking about. In the NFC, your top 5 receivers are as follow. Jackson Smith-Njigba, Paris Campbell on X Factor, CeeDee Lamb, you got Jameis Williams running under shit, and Danny Gray. Although Danny Gray is, P. Dot is the guy over there, but Danny Gray has the numbers over there more than all of them. He went from a star to a superstar X Factor within breakouts and tandem breakouts. So he's balling out right now, too, as well, giving Brock Purdy some weapons to deal with over there. So shout out to the wide receiver room. Let's quickly go through the offensive line. You got Frank Ragnow, you got Tyler Smith, you got Taylor Moton, you got Sebastian Rose, Diaper Dandy, you got Austin Corbett, your top 5 in the NFC. AFC, you're looking at Skylar Callan. You got Bengals, Dustin Tanley, Quentin Nelson at the guard, James Daniels. You got Blake Freeland, and then you got Osiris Torrance, all young gunners. Top 5. Defensive line in the AFC, David Ojabo, again, tied for first with sacks. Dexter Lawrence is the best D-tackle in the league. Jalen Phillips, now with his hand in the dirt, is one of the top defensive edge rushers in the league. Jermaine Johnson is second, just went up to a superstar. And he's putting in work right now, him and Will McDonald. So the Jets is right back to doing what Falk usually do. Got 2 edge rushers in the top 5, and we're seeing it again. So shout out to the Jets and their D-line. Look at the NFC over there, who's doing what, when, where, how. Micah Parsons, the rookie Brock B. I'm going to just call him Brock B. I don't know how to say his last name. Nicky Bosa, NFC West. You got Big Jordan Davis, and then you got Tyquan Graham for the Falcons, who've been putting in work as well for 2 years straight. So look at the big guys. You got D-tackle, edge rusher, D-tackle, edge rusher. And your top 5 over there, AFC. All right, linebackers. You got Owen Papo, Devin Bush, Eric Bethel, all NFC West guys. Then you got Kayvon Thibodeau at 4 for the Giants. Shout out to Harold. And then Donnell Hunter coming off the edge as well at number 5 right now. Shout out to those top guys right there. You look at the AFC, and their linebacker room is as follows. Yasir Abdullah, Trenton Simpson, Adolphe Owe, Dorian Williams, and there's Emmett Smart right there for the Dolphins sitting at the top 5. Like, you're looking at some really good edge rushers. You're looking at some really good outside linebackers on this list as well. The one inside linebacker I'm looking at is Cam Jones for the Chiefs at number 6, and then you got Tyndall as well. But right now, these edge rushers are doing things because they can do a little bit of everything, right? Get to the quarterback, and they got to be able to cover the pass as well, and they're doing a good job at that. And look at the DBs right now. AFC, Derwin James, Isaiah Bolden, Jackson State stand-up, one of Deion kids. Javon Highland, you got Andre Cisco, Brian Cook are your top 5. Most of them are safeties, 1 corner on the board. In the NFC, you're looking at cornerback central over here. Emmanuel Forbes, Devin Witherspoon, both tied for the most interceptions in the league. Jartavius Martin, safety / corner. And then Khalid McGee and Ricky Newsom, the new corner for the Eagles over there at your top 5. The award race is serious, and they putting in work. That's what I'm talking about. And look at stat lines right now. So he's doing what, when, and where, how. At the quarterback position, Zach Wilson leads the league with 4,843 yards. Trevor Lawrence is second. Third is Lamar Jackson. Fourth is Purdy. And then Anthony Knight for the Cardinals. Are you surprised that he's the number 5 in yards right now?
Definitely. Rookie on star. I guess why they got rid of Kyler Murray and get somebody for this system.
Right away, though, right? They were your top 5 guys when they come down to passing yards. Now, touchdowns. Anything you can do, I can do better. All right, so Zach Wilson, and Falk been talking, hasn't been happy with Zach Wilson, but like, this is the hard part. How do you tell the world Zach Wilson is not the guy, and then you look at him leading the league in yards, passes, and touchdowns? I think,
if you hear folk complaints about him, it just makes you, it makes you, it kind of shows some of folks' greatness in some areas. Like, they got a 56 completion percentage. What if that completion percentage was just up 10 points to 65?
man, man,
Um,
man.
yeah.
And you're doing that with a quarterback that you, as a coaching staff, it sucks because he's putting in work, but the coaching staff is not 100% sold on him. But we can see, listen, man, a development can change everything for Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? It looks like the Jets really
He's
want
almost
their
star
guy.
too.
They look like they actually want their guy. He's not it. But what happens if he does go up and trade? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the year, if he finished first in all these statistics, he's gonna go the fuck up. So it might can change who he is for the Jets, and they could probably end up seeing themselves winning the Super Bowl with him. Right now, they don't feel like they can get to or win it. They can get to it. They don't think they can win one with him at quarterback. But he's putting in the work right now. Number 2 in the league in touchdown passes is next up is Lamar Jackson with 41, 19 picks, 69% on the season right now. One down from that 70 he's been all year. Trevor Lawrence is next up with 39 touchdowns at number 3 on this list, 11 INT, 73%. Is that not a Coach Craig's quarterback right there? Doesn't matter. The quarterback, the system matters. And that system always gives you a guy with 70% and always in the top 5.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, that's just Craig's system, 39 and 11. The high completion percentage of what he's
Listen,
doing.
you're going to beat
One
them
other thing I want to
Seahawks.
say about Marmar, man, Lamar Jackson with them 41 passing touchdowns, he got 9 rushing touchdowns too. Let's not forget his dual threat capabilities over there.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that because I wasn't even paying
Um,
attention to that shit. All right, so now you go down to
uh,
Anthony Knight with 34 touchdowns. He's right in front of Brock Purdy, C.J. Stroud, and Dak Prescott tied at number 5. All 3 of those guys got 33 touchdown passes right there. And not for nothing, Hendon Hooker sitting here with 30 of them. So, but then you look at guys with the best completion percentage, it comes down to the top 2 right now. I think I would say Lamar Jackson and Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence with 73 and Lamar's just under 70 with 69. You also got
Justin Fields,
Dorian Robinson
72.
Thompson. You got Dorian Robinson Thompson, Justin Herbert 67%, and then Justin Fields 72%. Malik
Yeah,
Willis
that's
66%. You got some guys. Not for nothing. You got some
John
guys.
69, Desmond,
All right.
Derek Carr 67.
Average yards per game from the quarterback positions. Obviously, Zach Wilson averaging 404 yards a game. Trevor Lawrence's next was 368 yards a game. Brock Purdy is behind him with 338, and Lamar is behind that guy with 316. Well, actually 317. That's your top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Herbert at 297 as your top 5 quarterbacks per game right now. All right, in the run game, let's start with the carries first. And we're looking at a guy that's 2 from 300 right now, but look at the yards, 7.5 yards a carry. You can't be mad at 300 carries when they average at 7.5 and they are already at almost 2,400 right now, right? 2,245 right now, right? Like they're on pace for a 3,000 yard back this year at 7.5 a clip right now. They're number 1 in the league carries. Next up is Jamar Gibbs with 279. And for him at 279, 5.5. Listen, this is good numbers, but if you know the coach over there, that he doesn't like these numbers at all. He's mad at that 5.5 yards to carry right now. So they gotta figure something else out over there in the run game with him, right? Something else besides turning that corner on the stretch. I think if they can give him some counter runs and some tosses, some other things outside zone, running inside zone from the shotgun, I think his numbers will go up. Especially Jahmyr Gibbs should be a guy that, should have 50 catches on the season easily. But carry-wise is number 2. Jonathan Taylor's number 3. Isaiah Spiller is number 4. And Tony Pollard's number 5 carry-wise. Yards, though, right? Everybody's chasing Chase Brown. But Bijan do it all. Bijan is right behind him. He's on his way to 2,000 yards, 1962, 8.6 yards a carry, 15 rushing touchdowns. That's super impressive. James Cook right behind that, 17-14, 7 yards a carry, 18 touchdowns. AI was 1633, 7 yards a carry, and 16 touchdowns as well. A-Chain, 1,500. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1,500. Tony Pollard, 1,500. And then the young back right here, Anthony Sanders, 1445, 7.4, 22 touchdowns. Thinking about touchdowns, looks like 28 is the most. And then the next three is tied for second with 22. Kendrick Miller, Anthony Sanders, and Tony Pollard. Behind that, James Cook at number 3. Him and Kenneth Walker, 23. They're number 3. And then 4 is AI, and 5 is tied with B. John Robinson and BRJ, Brian Robinson, with 15 touchdowns. All right, these guys that are averaging 100 yards a game, we got quite a few. Chase Brown averaging 173. B. John averaging 164. Israel averaging 136. Cook is averaging 132. A-Chain averaging 130. Sanders is averaging 120. Gibbs is averaging 118. Pollard is averaging 117. And then you got Sean Tucker with 105 and Brian Robinson Jr. with 101. All right, who leading the league in broken tackles? B. John Robinson with 63. Najee Harris 51. Saquon 51. James Cook 50. Breece Hall 49. Tony Pollard 47. And then you got Chase Brown and Anthony Israel, along with Israel, Sanders, and Gibbs all got 41. That gives you your top 5 there. In the receiving game, let's talk about receptions first. Who's leading the league in receptions? Paris Campbell comes out of nowhere. Ain't he an X Factor now?
Free agent pickup. He was signed as a superstar, and now he's X Factor.
He leading the league with 83 catches. Jackson Smith-Njigba, JSN has 74. The running back, eye candy for the Jets with 72 catches. How you feel about that?
Man,
niggas is on here singing, what do you do? They was out on here singing that with Boom. We gonna get that same energy for Falk?
Man, I just you gotta give
is that credit?
Don't just skin it. You gotta give all the running backs some credit who's actually receiving out the backfield. In the eye candy. He's like the one who kind of set that trend of having 1,000-yard receiving, 2,000 or 2,000-yard rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, and look like this year we'll have multiple 1,000-yard running backs coming out the backfield.
Yep.
We have quite a few running backs that be able to do it. We had already said Cook had about 800. You see eye candy with about 900, and just skimming through the list real quick.
Kenneth Walker with 708. B. John, is that B. John Robinson with 716?
B. John with 716.
It can happen.
It can happen. This might be the first year we have multiple running backs, because James Cook is 776. I think it'll definitely happen.
For a Craig-led offense, I think this is impressive. JSN, 74 catches, 1488, 20.1 yards a catch. That's different right there. 124 yards. Garrett Wilson on the same strength, 1410, 21 a catch. You got Jamar Chase third on the list in yards, 1350, 28.1 yards a catch. CeeDee Lamb is fourth with 1265, 18.6. And then there's the kid Josh Downs with 1201, 19.4. Nah, you took him downstairs because you said he was going outside. All right, your touchdown makers. Josh Downs lead the entire NFL in receiving touchdowns with 19. Paris Campbell second with 16. Xavier Gibson for the Jets with 15. Then you got Jackson Smith-Njigba and Tion Pitts tied with 14 at third on the list. 4 on the list. And then Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase, tight end Michael Ezeki, and Tank Dell, along with Chris Godwin, all got 12 at fifth place right now with 12 touchdown receiving right now. So shout out to the receivers. All right, defensive stats. The most tackles in the league starts with Divine Diablo at 107. Drew Sanders, 105. Middle linebacker DeMarvion Overshawn, the Wolverine with 103. Dorian Williams with 103. And then Christian Harris for the Texans with 102. They're really 100 tackle guys. Now you tackle for loss guys. Dexter Lawrence with 38, tied with Ajabo 38, Jaden Phillips 32, Trenton Simpson off the edge with 28, 27 for Justin Matabuke, and DeForest Buckner 26. We can go down to Bosa with 25. You got Wilson, Tyree Wilson with 24, Jordan Davis with 24, Quentin Williams 23, Jeffrey Simmons 23, 21 from TJ Watt, Thibodeau with 20, nigga, your 20 plus club guys right there. Sack leaders. 13.5, David Ajabo, Yasir Abdullah. 13.5, Michael Parsons, 12. Dexter Lawrence, 11.5. Jermaine Johnson II with 11.5. Will McDonald with 11.5. Then you got rookie diaper Dander Brock Barnes with 11 as well. They were your double-digit sack guys. Now the interception guys, double digits is 2. Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback, and Devin Witherspoon. Behind that, you got Jatavius Martin with 9. Khalid McGee with 9. Derwin James with 9. Deflections on the year. Witherspoon leading the league with 9, tied with the my player Najee Thomas, Jair Alexander with 8, Cisco with 8, and Woolen with 8. Forced fumbles on the season right now. Marlon Humphreys, the cornerback for the Ravens, leading the league with forced fumbles with 4 of them right now. And then you start looking at guys that got touchdowns, and that's 3 for Rick Newsom, the diaper dandy corner. So out of his 7 interceptions, 3 of them things went to the crib. That's your stats. That's where it's at. Let's look at some of these games and find out what's our games pick. Because guess what's going to happen? If you're still watching right now, type your name in the comments section. And let's look at these games and see who has to play that didn't play yet. All right, first up, we got the Saints and the Chiefs. They're in the game right now. Big time game. Shot it out, shoot it out. 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 Who gonna win that game, fellas? Is the Chiefs or the Saints gonna win this ball game? In the shot it out, shoot it out game.
Light it up, boom for Allen.
Shot it out, shoot it out.
Browns.
Shot it out, shoot it out. Shot it out, shoot it out. Hey, shot it out, shoot it out. All right, so I did give out a gift last show, the late night show, and the problem was it was only 4 guys that did it. It was a late night show. But I said you had to have your name typed in the comment section by 2:44, and the guys that got their names in by 2:44 got their gifts already. Ravens live. All right, now do me a favor. I will be giving out a gift for the show. Do not text me and tell me who you want, what you want. Don't ask me what it's going to be. When we give the gift out, Max will have a list of what we gave out. Okay? And everybody won't get the same gift. And just so you know, I do got a super package in the chat. Hit me up if you want it. And I'm not giving nobody a superstar, so don't even think about it. But if you continually watching right now, because we just jumped from 5 to 11 the moment I said this is a gift show, which is cool with me, hit that like button. But we do got pick'ems coming up right now. Again, I started off with the Saints Chiefs game. They in game right now. The Saints are on the road. Who y'all got winning that game? All right. Cowboys went into New York and took care of business. Well, they stayed at home and took care of business, 59-3. But the big game tonight is the hot 8-4 Cleveland Browns coming into the hot Baltimore Ravens at 9-1 or 10-1, whatever they are. But you're looking at the number 2 offense versus the number 1 defense. The Browns' number 1 defense going up against the Ravens' number 2 offense, and a big time matchup, man. Man, this is going to be a pick'em game for you guys.
Give me KC.
Dolphins, Jets. All right, fellas.
Let me go look at their records right quick.
We're gonna pick 3 teams that's gonna be pick'em games, and whoever get all 3 of them is gonna be a winner chicken dinner. Let's go. So I'm not only just giving a gift out, I'm also giving a pick'em out as well. But you got to get 3 for 3 to get it. So right now, the Browns Ravens. Put your picks in the chat. Right now, Dolphins. I didn't say the Saints and the Chiefs because they're playing right now. That's not the pick'em game. Dolphins, Jets. As of right now, Browns, Ravens, Dolphins, Jets are the 2 pick'em games so far. You got Commander Titans, 49ers, Chargers, Vikings, Seahawks, Falcons, Broncos, Bears, Rams. There it go. I might have found my other game. Patriots, Raiders. Yep, Bears, Rams. There's the other game right there. Bears at Rams. Dolphins at Jets. Browns at Ravens.
Ravs, Jets, Rams.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
Ravens,
This
Gotta
is
get
gonna be
all
hard.
three.
You gotta get all three, kid.
Ravens, Jets, Browns.
I'm going.
Ravens, Rams, and Jets.
That's my shit. Hold on.
Rams,
Type
Jets,
in
and
here.
Browns. Packers, kicks.
Somebody on the road gonna win. I'm scared. It could be my game. I'm fucking my game. Come on, Sherry. Uh-oh. We taking that thing out.
Ravens, Dolphins.
Pulling that bitch all the way out. Rams, Ravens, Dolphins.
Rams. Sheesh.
I think the Dolphins can go on the road and get the Jets. I think the Browns can go on the road and get the Ravens, and I think the Bears can go on the road and get the Rams. So I don't know who to go. Do we get one team, one of the away teams to win? Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard, B. This is gonna be hard, B.
Records. Bears 8-4 leading their division. The Rams 8-4 in third place over there.
It's more of a must-win for the Rams
Eesh.
than it is for the
It's
Jets.
more of a must
I
win for the
think,
Rams than
I
the
think
Bears.
Jim.
The
Yeah,
Rams have to win this one
I
game.
think Jimbo shows up today. All right, I'm not going against Jimbo at all today. I'm putting
Yeah, because
mine in,
that'd be
and here
pretty
go my
tough if
pitch.
the Rams win a Super Bowl and
Ravens,
don't
Jets,
go back and make the
Browns.
playoffs this year. I think they in must win mode.
Yep, we going Ravens, Jets, Rams.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they was still. Eesh. Oh, look like they in it. They'll be in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ravens, Jets, Rams is my pick. Ravens, Jets, Rams is my
Ravens,
pick.
Jets, Rams.
Ravens, Jets, Rams is my pick. Type your name in the comment section. Don't just vote on the teams.
Ravens, Jets,
You want all.
Rams.
You want it all. You better type your name in that comment. Where he come from? Out of nowhere, or was he on the whole time? All right, let's look at the playoff tree right now before we get out of here. While guys are making their picks right now. So as of right now, the Ravens and Seahawks are back at the number one seeds again on their respective side, NFC and AFC side. First of all, what's up, my boy Mike? How are you, man?
What up, buddy?
How are you? At 2, the Jets, the playoffs. If the playoffs will start today, the Saints and the Jets will be hosting games against the number 7 seeds, the Falcons and the Browns. Now, the fact that the Browns are sitting at seed 7 right now, y'all might want to motherfucking change y'all picks. Y'all might know they playing desperate football right now. They trying to stay in them offs. They might go and take it to the Ravens tonight. Never know. Texans, Dolphins, 3 versus 6. You got Bears and the Rams at seeds 3 and 6. If that was the playoffs tonight, right? If playoffs started tonight,
Ain't that something, bro?
and they played each other.
Playoff preview, man. Y'all make sure y'all
Ravens,
stream that
Jets,
game. This is a big
Rams.
game, man. This could really be a playoff preview. This could be the first round. That's
This
a very
is, I
interesting
mean,
game.
this was the game that set. This was the overtime game in a wild card round last year that set the Rams on course for their Super Bowl. 30 for 30. Don't go against that 30 for 30 team. I'm trying to tell you right now. And then you got the Cowboys and the 49ers. Think about that matchup. Cowboys, Niners, we didn't get that since the 90s. Shit. And right now, we've been getting it in real life, but nobody's paying attention to how the Cowboys keep losing to the 49ers every year in the playoffs. Last time that happened was in the 80s, and then in the 90s, the Cowboys took over. So, and then Dion came and won it for the Niners, and then went to the Cowboys and won it for the Cowboys. Yeah, boy, know your history. And then you got the Raiders working their way into the playoffs this year at the 4th spot, going up against the 5th. The second best record in the AFC is the 5th seed right now, and that's the hot Bengals right now. That's on a really, really big winning streak record right now too.
Change my picks. Ravens, Jets, and Bears.
Yeah, I'm
think
not.
the Rams need that game just a
I'm
little
not
bit
betting.
more.
I will not bet against the motherfucking Rams. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
So
Don't.
last time they played, Field, I don't X Factor.
Oh, them young Bears still a young team though. Ugh, very pick.
Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, all three of these might be one of the best three pick games out there because anybody can win those games. Look, the Browns. If you look at it from the Browns' perspective, they blew their last three games against the Ravens. They had the Ravens dead to right 3 years, 3 games in a row, and blew them.
And not for nothing, the Browns is fighting for playoff life right now. Because if I'm in the seventh seed, I really would like to try to attempt to move up a little bit,
And
or
they
you could
come
be
into
knocked out.
this game with a superstar quarterback, and that's something that's different than they've been playing. They haven't had that guy at superstar. Now they do. So this is a big time game, really big game, and there's a lot on the line for this game right now, right? Yeah,
Fighting
there's a
for
lot on the
playoff
line right
life.
now, right?
Let me pick that.
So then you also got the Bears and the Rams, and last time they played, it took them 3, 4 quarters, 5 quarters to get that game figured out. Again, they set the Rams on their 30 for 30. One of the best runs we've ever seen in Super Bowl, in our Super Bowl era, in Game of Thrones, for real. We had some good ones, but that was one of the best, most impressive fucking three to 4 game stretch, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 game stretch that the Rams put together to go steal them a fucking Super Bowl, right? Because I don't think nobody named Mama thought they would get past the Seahawks or the Ravens.
Just like the Bears upgraded with X Factor Fields, the Rams also upgraded from Stetson Bennett to Herbert. So,
Hmm.
man. And not only that, if I'm not mistaken, the Rams just came off a loss last week to the Seahawks. And there had to be so he's probably waiting to get back on them sticks. So that's a great game. That's really like a gee.
All right,
That's
here's the second instruction for you guys to help out here now. Or if you're on and you typed your team name in the comment section, that means you are going to get the gift. To get that gift, make sure that like button was hit. Make sure you screenshot that and send it to Max. If you want the gift, you got to screenshot that you hit the like button and send it to Max. And that'll be the gift. Now, the pick'em games, we have that information already because those that are watching have typed their games in the chat. We'll go through that cipher through and we'll figure out who gets it. Now, remember, you have to win all three of them. And because that's a huge odds, that gift will be a little better. With that being said, let's talk about the chat today. I think, shout out to McCoy for setting the chat off a little bit today. And it wasn't much that he said that I didn't disagree with. I agree with him a whole lot. I do think we need some of that urgency back of us, getting after each other and really, showing the competition we got in this league and really, really getting back to that grittiness. But it comes with a price as well because the grittiness can also lead to envy and, problems. We've been through that. We don't want to go back down that path ever. So let's make it respectable, but make it fun, right? And then another thing is we're stepping our game back up on these shows. Let's get back to it and really separate ourselves from why you guys join our league versus other leagues, right? Or
But
we
with
just
that being
active.
said, on the show tip, we do appreciate you guys, some of you guys showing how much you actually do pay attention and care about the shows and
Hmm.
like the shows and I actually appreciate it. So
Makes it worth doing it.
sometimes it makes it worth doing it, but you got to realize sometimes it's actually a lot of work when between him editing the draft class and when there's things messed up on Madden that we're trying to find out different ways to fix this, that, and the fourth, and a lot of stuff. So it's not that sometimes we just not trying to do them. Just sometimes we really like, for instance, that situation when the X Factor was locked. It might have sat here for an hour trying to fix different things and go through different things and trying to attempt to it. So that other stuff, the mad stuff, can pull us to the side a little bit. But one thing that last update did fix, it was supposed to fix the kicking meter thing. So it's a lot of little stuff to it. But we on our game. We paying attention, man.
I went through the league today and just looking at rosters, something that, we all do. And what I was amazed at is, in year two, Now, some teams might look like they are the shit right now, right? I got a 93 overall offense and defense right now. I went through teams and I'm looking. I can't see all y'all overalls, but I can see what your players look like, and the 90s on your team and all that. Bro, the one thing I saw was the teams that are winning ball games. You would think that they got a lot of 90s on their team already, and they don't, bro. Like, you know how many players I looked at and clicked on them and realized that the green arrow up, they sitting on like plus sevens, plus
Plus
eights and
five,
shit,
plus
plus
sevens.
fives. Like guys, like I got a guy on my team that's an 81 overall across the board, but he's reading like he at 90 right now. He at plus 10 right now.
I mean, two teams. Just to piggyback on what you're saying, two teams that immediately come to my mind would be a team like the Rams and the Bears. The Bears start out with one ability player, I believe that's DJ Moore. The
Hmm.
Rams have start out with no quarterback really, like an awful god awful contract and a quarterback. And you got Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp, but they really 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out. And look, they're both in the playoff picture right now. The Rams did win them a Super Bowl last year with Lord knows how many people would have been able to do that. How many people would even have really would have even really attempted to do that? Because I think most people would have tried to blow it up and lose out, man. So I just think, like, when you say going through the rosters, it's not a whole lot of 99 out players in the league, period, in general. Like, but you see the progression of the young players on a lot of teams, man, and that I think that goes. You got to give everybody, a lot of the users, shout out for
Like I'm looking at offensive linemen
moving.
and like you know on the average, the offensive line is I would say on the average is a 79 to 80 across the board on an average, right? And you got some guys that's reading higher than they really are. But the fact that, and you got superstar linemen out here that's not. This is what y'all got to realize. You can see superstars on guys, right? But if it ain't on the right guys, they stars. All they are developing fast guys. They just develop faster. Because if you ain't threshold, so for example, if you got a corner and he ain't a 90 or above, he's still playing like a
I mean,
star
I
to the
think that's a
most
good
part.
thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Show that. No, when you started talking, just that we can go through the lineman right. Why don't you show and go through the lineman right quick? All right, so it's 3 ability slots on lineman as superstar.
Hmm.
If your lineman is not at a 95 overall, you're not getting all 3 of those ability slots. It's not even 10 offensive linemen who have all 3 ability slots open. If you go to left tackle, I think Laramie Tunsil, who's an original player, is a 97 overall. He's green arrows up, so he's a true 96 overall. So he's 30, but he's going to drop. Actually, he's actual 30. So we know the offensive lineman can start to drop some, but he's a
So,
96 overall, a
so,
true
so,
96.
so let's start there, right? So Laramie Tunsil is reading the 97 with the green arrows up, right?
Yep.
When you click on him, you'll actually see that he's on a -2 morale and a TMP +3. That's why he's
4
reading a
slots at
97,
95. I'm
right?
sorry,
Now you look
but
at
he's
the abilities, they got 4 boxes open right now, right? And because his true come down to player archetype. His true player archetype is he's a 96 right now, right? But he's only an 89 power and 88 agile, but he's up to a 96. That means he's not developing him the right way. He's fitting everything on pass protection, which is fine. But because he has a 96, all 4 slots are open now. So now he can get the good shit, edge protector, all day, right? And then you can get Puller Elite
with that
and
being
Master
said,
Strength
he's
and
the
keep going.
only left tackle who has all full ability slots open. He's the only one in the league.
Next up is Ronnie Stanley reading at a 94. You click on him, his player archetype is really a 92. So he's sitting on a +2 morale right now. So he's an 87 power, 85 agile, and 92 pass protector. So he should have some of the good shit. Edge protector is a lot because he's 90. But then as you can see, the 4th slot at 95 is locked. You're not getting to that, right? So you got secure
It's only,
protector.
yeah.
All right. And now
So
you
it's
see he's
only
on a
one left
92.
tackle.
Then you start to go down and you're looking at Tristan Wirfs is reading at a true 93. Then you're looking at Lindstrom, who's reading out a true 92, but then Armstead is dropped down to a 92. Is he a true 92? Is he even a 90? Yes, he's a
He's a
90.
90 overall, and he's 33. So you know, at the end of the year, his overall is gonna drop some. So even as it's some guys going up, you still have some guys losing out. I mean, the point I'm making, or why he's going through these, it's only one left tackle right now in the league with all four ability slots open.
Pretty much. And that player been in the league for how many years?
He's an original player. He's an original player. He's 30 years old. I think we can go through all the offensive line and just show it right quick, man. If you go to left guard, I'll go ahead.
So you're looking at Colton Miller reading a 90 with the green arrows up, and he's actually an 89. So then he's not an ability guy, but if he had ability, it wouldn't mean much right now, right?
Because he's only an 89 overall.
At left guard, there's only two guys in the league reading a 90 or above. Only two. Quentin Nelson and Joe Patino. 28 and 32 years old.
And even with that, with that being said, Quentin Nelson's an actual true 94 overall on his architect card, so he doesn't even have his fourth ability slot open.
Mm-hmm.
So that means right now we have no left guards in the league with that are a true 95 with all four slots open.
We got two centers, 26-year-old Creed Humphrey and 28-year-old Frank Ragnow. Out of the two, only one is on the ability, and neither one of those guys, well, he's actually reading red arrow down, so he's actually a 92.
That being said, he still only has three slots open. He does not have the fourth slot open because he's not a 95 overall.
At right guard, there's only one guard from the right guard position in the league that's a 90 or above, and that's Zach Martin.
And he has all four slots open. He's a true 97 overall, but he's 33 years old. So what's that mean? He's probably going to drop a couple of points. He'll still be above a 90, but at the end of the year, is it safe to say we won't have any right guards more than likely to have all four slots open?
At all. Because if you pay attention to the drop rate at 29, they start dropping tremendously. I control that.
Yeah.
I control that. So they start dropping.
Next is Zach Martin. The next closest guard is McClendon, who's showing 89 up, but he's actually a true 87 overall. So just keep this in mind and think about where we're going when we wrap this conversation up, where we're going with this.
Lane Johnson, 34 years old, 95 overall, true 95. He has all four of his boxes open. Nobody else is a true 90, right? You got Sewell a 90, but he ain't got. 90. And then you got Ramzak a 91. Is he really a 90? Yes, he is.
He's not even on ability though. They dropped him. So
and then you can do that for every position. Let's look at Max Crosby defensively, X factor. So he got four superstar boxes open. He's reading a 97. His true overall is a 95. But now you get a little different because now to get the good shit, you got to have the player archetypes got to be right. Even though he reading a 95 speed rusher, doesn't mean he can get edge threat elite at 95 speed rusher, right? Like if you look at his abilities right now, he's an edge threat guy, but why isn't he an edge threat elite guy? Because guess what? That's not open yet.
Got that power
because he need to be a 95 power rusher, and if you look at his player archetype, he's only a 92 power rusher. So when you're building your guys, know what's important when you're building them. Right now, he's the number one left end in the league at 97 overall. T.J. Watt is second with a red arrow down, so he should be about a 94. And look how he built him, though. 94 speed rusher, 93 run stopper, 93 power rusher. So now he's only 2 points away from getting that real shit on him. But now you got to ask yourself at 29, what happens if he's not top 5? He's going to drop now. I would still trade for T.J. Watt because this year he'll drop to a superstar no matter what, unless he finishes in the top 5 in sacks or tackle for losses. But he'll drop to a superstar, but he's only 2 points away from getting an elite edge rusher. I would play him. I would play him back into abilities if I had him for.
With that being said, like this another guy who's progressed and has grown, but he doesn't have all his ability slots open. So when we say the league is not overpowered, and you see development on people, but it's not 99 out. Look at that drop. Look at the drop off.
Look at Justin Madubuike. He reading a 91, but he only an 89 power rusher, 86 run stopper, speed rusher, 83. So when it comes down to his abilities, the fourth slot locked, he ain't nowhere near opening that yet. And then what can he get, right? So Again, when you guys looking at rosters and y'all start to see like, oh my God, look at this team, how the fuck is team? Really look into it. Like look into it. The fact that we only got one true 90 overall left in the league. Then you look at the left, right ends. You got Nick Bosa and Myles Garrett. Both are true 99s, right? And Michael Parsons is reading 99 with the green arrow up. But what is he?
The 98
98,
speed rusher.
96,
Yeah.
93. Now he can get elite
Yeah.
shit now, right? Edge threat elite. He can
Yes,
get that
sir.
stuff now because he's that guy, right? And he's still young enough to do it. But look at David Ajabo. David Ajabo is reading a 95 overall with the green arrows up. But when I click on him, what is he really? 93, 92, 90. So now he's 2 points away from getting the edge threat elite right now, right? So I know how to build him going forward, right? Von Miller, he's off of it. Tyree Wilson got to get there. Now let's look at the D tackles in the league. And this is where you'll see the hurt of Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's still the best defensive tackle in the league, just not with abilities. But Dexter Lawrence is reading red eyes down 96, so he's probably a true 97. And he's a power rush guy, so he can get all the good shit now. And he got it all on him right now, right? But then after him, who else can do it? Chris Jones, he's 30 years old. He's done after this year.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams, true 95, but it's Quinnen Williams. And then you're looking at Jeffrey Simmons, who's reading now. So we got a couple D tackles that you can look at and say yes. Big Jordan Davis, right? But look at Grady Garrett. We can look at 31-year-old Grady Garrett. Ain't even a 90 yet. Even though he reading a 90, he ain't even getting nothing open anyway. And he on normal anyway. But as you can see,
And with that being said, it's still only a handful of guys that's at that actual 95 overall where they can get all their ability slots open. We can just sit here and count how many guys we just saw, and we just went through we've basically gone through the offensive line and defensive line, and actually can count how many guys can have all their ability slots open.
Adolphe, he reading player archetype. He up +1, so he got a 94 run stopper, 92, 90, 90. That's how you want to build your guy. You want to build them where they not anywhere from 2 to 3 points away from all the good shit, right? So eventually when his power shit get up to a 94, he's going to true DN. But look at Xavier Collins, he's down 1. Another guy, you look at him, he's a 92, 89, 87, 87. That's not bad at all, right? But he can get certain shit at linebacker. Yasser Abdullah, he's not even a 90 yet. He's a true 87, 84, 81, 78. You're looking at the guys, how they really build. So when you really look at these rosters, again, you're not looking at, I mean, it's just great going into year 3. Look at this, right? Fred Warner, 27.
Not a whole bunch of 99s, and someone like Fred Warner, he come on the game damn near 99. He's already he's developed.
So you're looking at Jordan Brooks reading that he had 97 overall, but he really had 93, 93, 92, and that's the dog for a linebacker. He got him built really fast. Like that's a really big build.
Star, I believe. This is homegrown built up the X factor, and even with that said, he's only a true 93 overall, 3 ability slots.
But then here's the other thing you don't take in consideration, guys. Looking at, God damn, how does linebacker so damn fast? Why is he at 95 speed? Is he really at 95 speed? Because he's sitting on a +3 on speed. That comes from your coaching tree. So he's really a 92 speed linebacker, right? And he's really an 88 acceleration guy, but he's reading a 95, 89. That comes with your coaching tree. So some of you guys need to pay attention to your offensive coordinator tree and your defensive coordinator trees. Like Devin Bush, is he really a 98 speed, 94? Start looking at them green hours and understand that's telling you that the player is at a higher level than his real attributes are. And you're looking at Devin Bush, he's sitting at a 95 overall, but what is he a 90 yet? Yes, 91, 91, 90. That's a great build right there. But then you look at what he's sitting on, +3 speed, right? +1 acceleration. Everything that got pluses next to it makes this guy at 95. That's why he got a +2 morale, +2 TMP. Look at that. Play record up 5 points right now. Block shed is up 1. His own coverage is up 4 points right now. So this guy strategically went after a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator to get the things he need to be able to upgrade on his guy to go up points so he can be able to play the type of football he want to play. This is what Falk was talking about the other day.
Okay.
Right outside linebackers. There's only one outside linebacker that's reading 90 with the green arrows up, and he's not even a 90. So that means there's no ability offensive lineman in the league that can max out on super abilities. right now, right? Even the guys that do got superstars aren't even nowhere near that superstar, right? Look at this guy. What can I unlock on him? This is it. He had X Factor, reading at 89, but a +2 temp, so he ain't really who he is yet. Emmett Smart comes out the draft, 88 with the green arrows up. Let's see what he's sitting on. He really at 85, 82, 82, 82. Superstar. What's unlocked for him? Look at this. You think Hoodie want this shit on him? Again, you can do the same thing at the cornerback room. You got all the corners that are corners on the game are the guys that are reading high overall right now. And that's, look, Jair Alexander, Sauce Gardner, Jalen Ramsey, Devin Witherspoon, Marlon Humphreys, Tyree Woolen, Patrick Surtain, Marshawn Lattimore, Kobe Durant. This was self-made right here, Kobe Durant, off of what he did. And if guys are sitting 90 or above, and you can see the development by looking at the stats. Kobe Durant led the league in interceptions last year. Trayvon Diggs, Denzel Ward, AJ Terrell. These are all the best corners in the league right now. None of these guys are reading their true stats, and none of them reading their true abilities. So he's sitting on a +4. He really 88, 88, 86, with no abilities at all. But when you look at him, like, let's go just real fast to the Ravens real fast. You look at our cornerback room. Jalen Armour Davis. He at 84, 84, 83. What can he get ability-wise? Bullshit. Then you look at the Seahawks, and you know these guys are above who they are. And what can they get? The shit they want right now, right? Shutdown, acrobat, mid, deep, one step ahead. You can get all the shit because all his boxes is open now. So you look at things, look at teams, and you see what they look like on the outside, but dig in to really see who they are.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, one more thing I'll say, I don't remember who we was talking about, but if you go to the Raiders on your screen and go to his running back, Anthony Sanders, and show what his what his overall is showing. But because his morale is up to 88, and you see what his actual overall, how big a boost you can get sometimes off morale. So
what, my running back? He's sitting on
go to Anthony Sanders. Go to the Raiders running back. I was looking. I know somebody had a +8, but I think he got like a +6 right now. So that's why I say show his card.
So he reading 94 overall right now, but really he is he reading on a +5. So he's an 89. He's not even a 90 overall back yet.
Okay, 89. Oh, 89, right.
So
he has a +5 from his team morale. If you look at his morale's at 88, and he has his pluses, his team pluses or whatever. But everything is not always what it seems. You actually got to look and pay attention. So even if if he was on ability, he'd only be able to get 88 overall worth of 89 overall worth of abilities. Nothing that would cause him to be over a 90. He wouldn't have none of that stuff. I was trying to find somebody whose morale and stuff was high, who was over.
Like that's how my running back was. My running back was reading at 90. Remember when you started trying to fix the X Factor? He was running. He was reading over a 90, 92 or something like that. And he really was like an 89. Now he reading a 96 and he up to a 92. 92 elusive, 91 receiver, 87 power back. So even with him on X Factor, he can't get freight train on him until he get to a 95. That box is locked.
Nope.
And anything that comes with that is going to be locked. Like I can't get bruiser or human joystick until I get into a 95 elusive back or a 90 power back. Even at the wide receiver positions, you start looking at some of these guys, right? Say Flowers sitting on a +3. He just now has been able to get route technician, but his third box is locked because he got to get to a 95 overall, right? But you look at some of these receivers, they all the same way right now. Bateman reading 89.
Outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba, those other top receivers pretty much come on the game in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta actually go down a little bit till you start to get to the Zay Flowers, the Garrett Wilsons, to really start to see.
Look, Jamar Chase, true 99. Jackson Smith and Jigba reading in 99. And you look at his stat line with him, he's sitting on a +2, But you look at what he did over the last 2 years, stat-wise, you can believe he's where he at right now. Just look at the numbers. He had
He
2,000
was
yards,
receptions
131
leader.
catches last year, 30 touchdowns. Right
Go look at
now,
his
he's following that
awards.
shit up
See
right
what
now.
awards he got.
Rename my players.
He got a Pro Bowl award. He got a league leader in receptions, and he got best wide receiver last year. So you know he got XP for each one of those awards.
Yeah, you can rename anybody from the rookie class, no real players.
Oh, baby.
Look at Tyreek Hill, down to a superstar, reading the 99, the green arrows up. Look at Justin Jefferson, 98 green arrows. He's a 99, but he's 98 right now. Right? And then there's a drop off after that. You're not gonna see too many. You got this. All the
$100
guys,
million contract.
all the guys that are guys that came on the game as guys, and then you start to see the young guys that's putting in the work right now, right? And you start to see the drop off. So there y'all go. That's how you get it. Get to you get
Give
to
me
you
that
get it how you
shit.
get it. With that being said, we are the fuck out of here. Holla at y'all when we holla at y'all. Peace.